Welcome to the Business Buyer Diaries. My name is Nathan Platter. I'm a full-time employee, and I bought a business. I did everything right, from finding the deal, handling all the due diligence on 63 opportunities, and ultimately bought a profitable gym. And boy, was I in for a big surprise as a new owner. I chronicled everything in real time, including the biggest wins to the stressful nights at 2 a.m. I'm sharing my journey without sugarcoating anything, so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Here's today's episode.
Good morning. I've been thinking about this deal and just in general, I was setting the relationship side, setting myself up for success. And for anyone who's listening to this, which I'm looking forward to when these all get published, because there's a handful of podcasts out there about buying a business, but they're not like a daily journal. Like there's no live update. It's gonna be goofy. There's some people that are like, yeah, I've saved up. I'm just make up a number. I don't know. $100,000 or $200,000. I don't know the number. Let's say I'm going to quit my full-time job, and my full-time job will be searching full-time for a business to buy. And that just strikes me as really dumb. You know, respect to the people that want to do it and give their full focus and attention. But come on, man. I mean, you've got time in the day. You're working a full-time job. I'm assuming you're working just one job. I'm assuming you're not in grad school. I'm assuming a handful of things. But even if this is a side trail, but even if you quit your job to focus on buying a business, you have no idea if something's going to pan out. Like for this deal right now, we're probably 90 days in at the moment, and we're still another 30 days away. And this is 120 days into a deal that will pan out. That's ignoring the other 50 clubs that I've looked at that didn't pan out. And so for people that quit their job to focus on buying a business, you have to be better at time management at your day job, or you have to put in time nights and weekends if you're going to make this transition work. I've got a few friends one friend in particular, I can only name one to be honest. But he quit his job to be a full-time MBA student. And I thought that was really ridiculous. And then it turned out to be Chicago Booth. It was one of the top 3 business schools in the country. And there's no way, from what I can gather, there's no way you can work a job and do that. And now after that, he's making an extra $150,000 a year. So a good trade-off. But what most people do for parallel to grad school and then coming back to buying a business, most people for grad school, they do nights and weekends. People who go to grad school have a lot of times, they have families. Yes, everyone's working a job by now. There's a few folks that will go to grad school, for an MBA, because that's the only one that I know of, from personal experience. And they've got kids, they've got aging parents, they've got a full-time job, they've got an adult social life, and yet you go nights and weekends because you have multiple responsibilities at multiple times. And then there are folks that are like, oh, I'm just going to drop my day job and then go look and then roll the dice and see if I can find a business before my cash runs out. Well, when you do that, now you're under the gun, and now you have to buy something by a certain time frame called your burn rate. If you don't, your savings are back to zero. You have to go find a job and you don't have a business. Or maybe you do find a business and it works out and it's a fairy tale ending. Or more likely, you're going to feel the pressure of providing. You're going to realize you have to get something better than nothing. And now you buy something and you didn't have the time availability, and you're buying a floundering business that maybe pays $2,000 a month, and you're used to making $10,000, or your budget is $10,000 a month for your house, your lifestyle. And so now you're putting yourself into a pinch to try to justify the decisions you made. And buying a business does not have to be a 40 hours a week thing. You can dedicate 5 hours a day, nights and during the day, and work a full-time job. Even if you're working in person somewhere, if you're desperate enough that you want to buy a business and be an employee, you can do it. And don't cut yourself short. You're a lot skilled and a lot harder worker than you give yourself credit for. So do both. Sign up for 2 jobs. Sign up for doing a job and grad school, or sign up for a job and buying a business, or go to grad school and buy a business, or pick your 2. But people can do a lot more than they think. I just finished going to the grocery store, and the guy I talked to was finishing a 17-hour work shift. And then he's going to go back to bed and then do another 17-hour work shift. And then the rest of the week, he says it's an easy 40 hours at one of his jobs. And that's what it takes to make life work for him. He works at a grocery store. He drives Domino's pizzas. And he was smiling. He was a happy camper. And that's what people do. So anyhow, let's talk about the topic I was going to be talking about today. But don't cut yourself short. Sign up for more than you think you can handle. And odds are you can probably handle it. Most people are able to do way more than they give themselves credit for. And they just quit 2 weeks into their January 1st commitment. Or they stop halfway through because they missed something in their diet. Or they're sore from a workout. And so they say that was a good effort, but it's not for me. And 99% of the time, it is for you. So don't quit too early. There's a lot more runway than people think there is. And once you hit that first wall of adversity and you make it to the next level, you'll be in a smaller pack of more committed people that you'll want to be hanging with. So not shaming you, not putting people down, just wanting to advocate for you when you don't think you can pull it off. So keep going at it. And if there's positive momentum or there's daylight or a way that you can win, keep playing.
This has been another episode of the Business Buyer Diaries. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. I hope you're realizing that business ownership is no cakewalk. Check the podcast notes for a link to the DIY due diligence program, the complete list of show sponsors, and for media inquiries. Music written and composed by Wes Schrock. I'm your host, Nathan Platter. Join me again on the next one.